few episodes ago, I got a sweet comment from the Shaky Head dude, and he was like, "Hey man, what were your most productive baits this year?" And I was like, "Oh, we definitely need to do that." All right, here's the bait that got the most bites. And I'm gonna go throw it right now in my little secret spot. Let's go.
A few episodes ago, I got a sweet comment from the Shaky Head dude, and he was like, "Hey man, what were your most productive baits this year?" And I was like, "Oh, we definitely need to do that." Well,
here's the thing. I go through so many baits that it's hard to be able to fish, the same baits, like the same 5 baits all year. But there is a few that I've kept retying on and testing from the spring to the summer to the fall. So there's definitely some big surprises in this list. And hey, if you want to press pause right now and go and look through all the episodes on 2024 and maybe try to take a guess on what you think were the baits that produced the most fish or the most bites. The first category we're going to talk about is just a favorite with everybody across the country. Everybody should have one in their arsenal. It doesn't matter which brand, just have one. But this one in this category produced the most bites, the most fish, and it was just a pleasure to throw. It was just an awesome chatterbait, the OSP bladed jig. Definitely recommend it. It's just something a little bit different. All right, the second bait we're going to talk about, it's a soft bait. I was using it drop shotting, and man, I got some new techniques I'm going to be doing with it this upcoming year, and I'm going to show how versatile this bait can be. And we're talking about the Jackal Drift Crab Mini. And man, this thing is better than the rubber dice. It floats, and man, the underwater footage coming up this year is going to be wild with this. All right, I'm going to hit you with another soft bait, and this one should be real easy. This is the back slide technique. What was my favorite bait? Well, here we go again, another Jackal product, and it's that King Drift Craw. Man, this thing skipped like a rock. I only used one bait, so the durability was good. And again, there's a new technique that I've been reading about and watching about that I'm going to be doing with this bait this coming summer. So, should be pretty sweet. Now, all these baits I've mentioned so far, like these baits, I feel you can use anywhere in the country and get bit any time of year, One of these baits in this category will produce on that day. And this one is probably going to stun a lot of people, but it's the jig category. And we're going with the Dual Realis Spin. spin jig, the metal jig, whatever you want to call it. I know it's probably not the conventional jig that you were thinking about, but this thing got straight smashed. It blew me away, and this was my first year playing with these baits, and man, there's going to be one tied on in the spring and the fall when that water's cold and the fish are feeding up off the bottom or they're suspended. Man, this thing, they can't resist it. And also too, you can yo-yo it up off the bottom. So there's just, you can cover the whole water column. It's just an awesome jig. Okay, we're down to the final 2 baits, and well, let's talk about what technique produced the most bites this year. It was the free rig. I definitely recommend everybody trying the free rig, like really trying it this year. Instead of rigging up a Texas rig, go with the free rig. And here's a good tip: go with a heavier weight when you're learning to fish it. Instead of starting it out with real finesse on spinning gear, go with a 1/2 ounce or a 5/8 weight and put it on a bait casting rod, and you're just going to be able to feel when the weight hits, and you'll be able to just have more feel of the bait when you're first learning with that heavy weight. At least that's how it was for me. And speaking of free rigging, I don't want to say it, but there's a new technique coming out with the free rig I'm going to be doing next year, and man, it's pretty, it's going to be funny, because it's like, duh, why didn't I think of that? But obviously, what brand of baits got bit the most this year? Jackal. Here's number 4, the Yami 500. And man, the underwater action on this bait was just so killer, and such a versatile bait. And even though it's in the worm category, it was still a little bit different. Even though it's in the worm category, you know, like similar Cincos, but hey, it was a little bit different, and man, the action's a little bit different, and it just got straight crushed. Channel growing this year, I got new things coming out I want you guys to look for. I'm going to be setting up where you can join the membership, and I'm going to be doing different things each month. I'm going to do a couple videos, you know, and just give me some time to get it all figured out and get a routine down. But the topics are going to be totally different than what I'm doing on the regular episodes. I figured I'm going to do a topic where the baits I hate. I'm just going to blast the baits that sucked this year and have sucked in the past. That'll be one series that will run through it. And you'll also be able to get, I'm thinking I'm going to probably do like a discount through the eBay store or the Shopify store. And please be patient with me. I had the Shopify store up, but of course, you know, my computer skills, I didn't get everything filled out right, so they had to ban me or put me on a suspension. So hopefully that'll be coming back going, and man, it's gonna be sweet. I got some sweet merch coming out. I got some swag coming out, you know, so if you want to help support Northern Strain Style, and or if you like what we're doing, man, you know, join the membership, and it's definitely going to be worth it. There's definitely going to be a lot of incentives, you know. So with the 2025 season coming up, you know, we all like to think all winter, oh, what do I want to work on this upcoming year? This is something that I'm going to recommend that you guys seriously give a shot. So when we're all going to have that day when we go out and it's just super tough, you know, we're hitting all our favorite spots and we're just getting skunked, you know. And so you're going to be thinking, man, I'm going to downsize. I'm going to go to a drop shot, something small, you know. I'm telling you, go to a big bait. pick yourself up a pack of Depths Sakamata shads, the 8-inch or the 7-inch. Get yourself an 8-aught or a 10-aught owner weighted hook, twist lock, and an unweighted one. So the weighted one you can use in the deep water, and the unweighted you can use in the shallower water. And I'm telling you, that bigger bait is going to get you the bites in the tough conditions. I'm telling you, I've been working on it for a few years, and man, it's just been blowing me away, because you'll be setting yourself apart from the rest of the anglers that are out there struggling, because everybody's going to go to a Ned worm, a drop shot. They're not going to be thinking a big 8-inch fluke, or an 8-inch swim bait. Definitely try that out. So if you get skunked on all your good spots, tie up that big bait and go and hit the same spots and see if you get bit. That's that technique of upgrading instead of downsizing, or upsizing instead of downsizing, is a big player, I think. And yeah. All right, here's the winner, the grand champion, the total pasado of the fishing lures this year. And this was my first year throwing this bait. It's stuck in my pocket, so it's got treble hooks. So this bait blew me away. From the spring, I just crushed them. From opener, I was crushing them. 48-degree water temp, and then I retied it on in the summer, 75-degree water temp, and was getting bit. And guess what? I got bit again in the fall in the 60 and 50-degree water temp. And I didn't change the bait, because you can mob this bait quite a different few ways. I just left it stock and set up, and it's the DRT. Whoa, stuck to my. The DRT Tiny Clash. I'm telling you. Oh, the lip must have fell out in my pocket, but it's got a lip. Shit, I hope it's in my pocket. But it's a lipped glide bait. You can either use it as a glide bait or a jointed, like a crankbait, whatever. But this thing, man, whatever it is, I can't wait to really get into this bait, because last year was my first year using it, and like I said, I didn't get to use it enough, but I kept retying it on, and it kept getting bit, And man, if you splurge on an expensive bait, this is the one. And you don't need a big heavy rod or reel to throw it, because it's light enough. And man, I'm telling you, these are coming back in stock everywhere too, so this is the one. This is the bait. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. And
one time I spent a week inside a little country jail, and I don't guess I'll ever live it down.
every bass head can find open water, even in the dead of winter. This is my little secret honey hole. I don't want to be telling anybody so it doesn't blow up like the Mississippi over in Monticello, but hey, I still recommend anybody going and fishing that spot, because it's always going to produce no matter how much pressure it gets.